The presidency accuses the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, of trying to destroy its relationship with its allies, while the Miyetti Allah states that Nigeria will be ruled forever by the Fulanese. And the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP, refuses to accept defeat in its pursuit of public asset declaration by public officers as it takes its case to the Court of Appeal. This is Plus Politics, and I am Benny Ark. This is Plus Politics. Now, the presidency has revealed that it has uncovered a plot by the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, to set the country against some of its allies, such as the US, the UK, and the European Union. In response to these, several Nigerians took to their social media pages calling on the government to also channel such criticisms and allegations towards Miyetti Allah and the Fulani herdsmen allegedly responsible for killings in the country. The Human Rights Association of Nigeria, that's Huriwa, has queried President Muhammadu Buhari over failing to arrest the national president of Miyetti Allah, Kautal Hore, Bello Abdullahi Badejo, who stated that the Fulani own Nigeria and will rule the country forever. Joining us to discuss this is Yerima Shatima, President, Arewa Youth Consultative Forum via phone, and also Anthony Obianeme of the Pan-Nigerian Presidency of Igbo Extraction Coalition, that's PAMPIEC, and via phone, also via Zoom, is Iyechukwu Ibeji, political analyst. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining me on the show tonight.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
All right, Shatima, let me start off with you. What do you make of the statement credited to the national president of Miyetti Allah, Kautal Hore, saying Fulani own Nigeria and will rule forever? Shatima.
Yeah, good evening, viewers.
Good evening.
Well, it's unfortunate that sometimes some statements are not supposed to be considered to be important. Even though I'm aware that the president of the Miyetti Allah, Kautal, yesterday, I think they refuted the story by saying that he didn't actually say what was accredited to him. But however, for me, the statement is childish, because this is a country where you have over 400 ethnic nationalities. To that extent, again, it will be out of place for any particular tribe, a tribe, which is just a unit, to make such kind of comment is unhealthy, is unwelcome, and such statement must not be encouraged. On a good day, I would have said this is not a story. But however, it's important to address issues the way they come, so that at the end of the day, people will know that we are far beyond what they are thinking. This is my thought about it.
All right, Iyechukwu, I need your quick reaction also to the same question, please. Iyechukwu.
Well, I mean, thank you very much. Good evening, viewers. I must say that I have also looked into the tweets. I'm hearing that the president has come out to deny, he has come out to vehemently deny those allegations, calling them unfounded and infantile, which is also good for him. But, be that as it may, these are not, this kind of statement, this kind of alleged statements are not the kind of statements we want to hear in a country like Nigeria nowadays. It is, these are kind of statements that if found to be true, are very, very inflammatory. They can test the unity of this nation at large. And that is why you see the hue and cry, because every other group or every other group that is very desirous of the unity and the peace of this nation found out that these kind of statements are, very preposterous. They are very, they are statements that can really shake up the unity of this nation. And that's why it is important that the federal government should look into this kind of statements and wherever they come up and from whomever they come up, so that they are not seen to be in any way being partial in nature or siding one group or the other. Yes, and that is exactly what my point is to me.
Anthony, Doesn't such utterances pose a threat to our national security and unity as it is?
Yeah, I'm very much glad with what is going on in this nation. On the comments some people are making, I'm not too glad on that. See, we are heating up, we already heated up in this nation. So Yerima has made that comment. According to him, it's an indication. But it's not good at this moment, and we are looking for unity in this country. That is one of the reasons why PAM Nigeria Presidency of Igbo Extraction Coalition has been agitating for equity and justice, irrespective of whatever any organization has as their opinion. We should always maintain peace and unity. We shouldn't be making comments that will be derogatory in order to downsize the ethnic nationality or in order to improve one ethnic nationality to be superior to others. What we really need at this point in time is to talk about peace, justice, and political equity in Nigeria so that every ethnic nationality will be on one page.
Now, still with you, Anthony. On the one hand, the presidency has accused the Nnamdi Kanu-led indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, of setting Nigeria against some of its allies, such as the US and the UK and the European Union and the country. While some Nigerians have also accused President Muhammadu Buhari of double standards on this stance. I need your quick reaction to this, Anthony.
Yeah, the same thing we are talking about here. What Champion is agitating for doesn't have much difference from what other organizations are talking about. For here, we are talking about political equity in one Nigeria. So what IPOB is talking about is to have a political equity in a separate entity. What IPOB is doing at this moment is trying to heat up the nation. It's trying to prove that, yes, they are not settled. They are not secure in Nigeria. They need a nation of their own where they can be secure. I think based on this, the presidency will look into this matter with immediate and effect to correct the abnormality and balance the equation, to make sure that every organization will come into a round table. That is one of the things we are doing, to dialogue with IPOB, dialogue with MASOP, dialogue with Arewa Consultative Forum, so that all of us we know that we are members of this nation, that we shouldn't be running away from Nigeria. But when things like this happen, people will be talking differently.
Now, Yerima, the national president of Miyetti Allah Kautahore, Bello Abdullahi, also said that his organization has concluded arrangements to flag off its own security outfit to be deployed across the country. If so, shouldn't this be an act of parliament making such an utterance?
Well, for me, I am an advocate of community policing, but that if one tribe goes out to say they are working on any security outfit, for me, it won't be of best interest of this country. But if it's a regional arrangement, it's well developed, it's welcome. If it's a thing that is a state thing, and arrange a particular state agree that they need a security outfit, it should be welcome. But when you have a particular tribe who feels they just want to organize a security outfit, then something must be wrong. So I have a problem with that. But I'm an advocate of community policy, and that has been my position over time, and I stand by it.
Now here, Chuku, the presidency has said that IPOB uses the false allegations of persecution of Christians against the Nigerian only as a fraudulent campaign, which has been receiving monthly funding of about $85,000 since October 2019. And I need your thoughts on this. A fraudulent campaign just as a means of getting money.
These are very grievous statements against IPOB, which incidentally is a body that has been proscribed by the state. Now, the federal government and its entire apparatus of security and power is authorized by every means possible in a state like Nigeria, that is national in nature and has constituted authority to investigate any such incidences or any such allegations. And if they have made this investigation and they have come out to say to the Nigerian people that this is what their findings are, then it is something that requires serious attention from all bodies that are necessary and further investigation. But by so saying, it should also be a statement that should also go around to every other body that will go ahead to do the same thing. Now, if what they are doing is not to be on the line of their purpose and their vision, right, and it is a monetary venture, then it is not altruistic. And if it is not altruistic, it further entrenches that body, IPOB, as an illegal body. That means that the federal government needs to go ahead and do further investigation into it, because at the end of the day, whatever they do at in the larger course of things affects the unity and purpose of this nation, and it's really ridiculous. It's something that is it's unthinkable, because you cannot have a state in an already constituted state. You cannot have a group that is considering itself as a state in a nation that is already has constituted authority.
All right, Anthony, I need your reaction also to this. The presidency is alleging that IPOB uses false allegations of persecution of Christians against the Nigerian only as a fraudulent campaign, which has been receiving monthly funding of $85,000 since October 2019. How do you react to this claim by the presidency?
Yes. Coupled with what I said before, allegations and counter-allegations here and there wouldn't be a good reason for everybody to start moving desperately. I think it's supposed to be, at this point in time, an avenue for the presidency to summon the leadership of several organizations, irrespective of their agitations, so that the presidency will harmonize the issues, so that everybody will be happy, so that when A goes there, B goes there, they will begin to portray bad image to this nation. You can see so many ethnic nationalities are rising up with allegations and counter-allegations, shows that there is no peace. I think what the presidency needs to do at this right time is to summon the leadership of ethnic nationalities and organizations to find a lasting solution, for them to make their opinion, and the opinions will be heard.
Oh, I come to you now, Yerima. Nigerians have called severally for this group, Miyetti Allah Kautaore, who have and do from time to time have carried out senseless killings in the north, especially in Kaduna, to be proscribed as a terrorist organization, and wonder why the presidency is hesitant in doing so. How do you react to this?
Well, I'm not aware if some of these banditry action and inaction have to do with Miyetti Allah. Miyetti Allah is an organization of its own. The issue of banditry and some of those genocide and crime being committed in places like Zamfara, Kaduna, Katsina, and other places are banditry. That's a different ballgame. So we have to work one against the, or we have to work one before the other. The Miyetti Allah statement of lately is really not good for us. And I do not think that represents the true interest of the North. That's a different thing. After all, I'm not a Fulani, so probably that's the Fulani's ways of. I do also not think that it actually reflects the true interest of the generality of the Fulani. So that's just one organization among 100 organizations we have in the North that have to represent the interest of Fulani. That's one side. On the issue of crime being committed in other parts of the country, of course, to us, is condemnable, and nobody welcomes it. And that's why oftentimes I keep saying that most of the problems that the country is going through today were at the receiving end of it than any part of this country. So an injury to one must be seen to be injury to all. And this is why I call Nigerians together. Let us look at this crime that is a crime against humanity, so that all of us can all put our hands on deck to fight it. Because what is directly happening to North today will as well happen to the South tomorrow. So let us see it as a collective problem. Then we'll fight it all together. Expose those who are behind it so that they will be dealt with decisively.
Now, Chuku, let me come to you. Listening to Yerima speak, and I'm just only hope that that could be like a much reflection of the thoughts of many Northerners, you know, in regards to the activities of the Miyetti Allah Kautahore, which we know for some time they're in charge of cattle breeders across the north. Now, the IPOB was proscribed as a terrorist organization by the presidency. Just like that, by the snap of a finger. Many people have called also for this group to be proscribed as a terrorist group. What do you think will be the reason for the delay, given the fact that, well, Yerima did say we cannot say for certain if those crimes, those kidnappings, banditries are perpetrated by members of the Miyetti Allah. How do you react to this, to what Yerima just said? Chuku.
Okay, so if you look at the Miyetti Allah organization, MACBAN, if I get that right, it has a structure, and that structure seems to have a very strong wellspring where they have full support. Now, if you look at the IPOB, the federal government would definitely be looking at their activities and certain activities that they do, if they are violent or not, and these are some of the reasons that they may use to decide to say, okay, these are some of the steps that are needed to prescribe such a group. But beside that point, the Miyetti Allah, if found guilty of in any way advancing violence, advancing causes that are not what they are supposed to be advancing, then by all means they deserve to be prescribed. And making this kind of statements, such statements that are very, very capable of inflaming the state at a time where already we are faced with economic issues, we are faced with so much killing, we are faced with the COVID-19 as it is, that has made everybody that put us on the tentacles of very serious issues. Then these are not the kind of statements that we should make, and they are issues that the federal government should take up and look into. They are not issues that should be looked at so kindly, Benny.
Anthony Obideme, and the likes of things, and what Chuku just said now, if they're found culpable of some of these banditry and killings that have been taking place in the north, they should be proscribed. What is your stance on this? IPOB has been proscribed by the presidency as a terrorist organization. Do you think the Miyetti Allah should also be proscribed as a terrorist organization?
Yeah, to me, this is a national question and a security matter. If I'm to come in here, I will say, what is good for the guys is good for the Gandhis. But let the federal government look into this matter critically and find out if what IPOB is saying is a reality. And again, coupled with what is happening in this nation, some northern governors have given directives that these people should not be moving around, and they should be gathered somewhere and be taken care of. My advice here is that if the Iowa Youth Consultative Forum should look into this matter and also make a public statement that these people moving around from one place to the other to be restricted. Then from there, we know if what they are doing is right, what these people are doing is right or not. And finally, I want to say, if government finally found out that these people are culpable, they should be tagged as terrorist group. I don't see any reason why IPOB that is not carrying guns should be tagged as terrorist group.
Now, Shatima, let me come back. Yerima, let me come back to you now. As what's the stance of the Iowa Youth Consultative Forum in regards to the activities of Miyetti Allah Kautahore as it stands right now? I mean, has there been any statement from your organization, from your group, in relation to Miyetti Allah?
Well, you see, Miyetti Allah is an organization. It does not speak for me. It does not speak for the entire North. They are just like any other organization. So for me, there are issues if they raise, we differ sometimes in principle. So for me, as far as I'm concerned, they are just like any other organization. They just make statements. They are harmless. I do not think they can claim any violence happening in the entire country. They can't do that, and it's not true. But you know, the impression over there in the southern part of the country is that once there's an attack by one criminal, and it has to do with a Fulani who is involved in it, it will be considered to be a northern issue. When another tribe in southern part of the country commits a crime, either robbery or terrorism, it won't be called by his own tribe. They would rather say he's a criminal. Where is justice if we cannot call that same bandit criminal? Now you tag him to a particular tribe. You say either he's a or he's from the north. It doesn't make anything. So we just have to face reality. But the reality is that injury to one is injury to all. A crime anywhere is a crime. A criminal from any tribe is a criminal. So let us look at it that way, then we'll be able to solve our problems. But to align a particular tribe and say this particular tribe should be restricted from moving from part of this country to another, it's not right. It will not be of best interest for this country.
Yeah, but Yerima, now the question of, Yerima, let me interject there. Now the question of who regulates the activities of the Miyetti Allah Kato Ore now comes to fore. And I believe as the president of the Arewa Youth Consultative Forum, you guys should have some kind of say when it comes to this regard. The activities, who regulates the activities? Who takes responsibility for everything the Miyetti Allah does in the North?
They have their leadership. You made mention of him, you know, in Bello. He's their leader. It has nothing to do with us. Miyetti Allah is an organization formed within Fulani themselves. And they have more than 100 of them existing. So Miyetti Allah Kalsore is just one among the 100 we are talking about. So if one of them makes a statement, we should be able to look at it and look at issues. And that's why you see, when you make mention of them saying that they are going to hold power forever and ever in the country, and I said, no, this is not the position of the North, and it is not true. And I also understand that they refuted the story as of yesterday. So it is not true. So let us not make story out of nothing. This is democracy. It's about number. Do they have the requirement to hold on to the whole country? I have always believed as a Democrat that we run a system where vote counts. Majority carry the day. The minority have a say, then the majority take the day. So let it be so.
Let me come to you, Anthony Obineme, and finally now, what is the imperative for the presidency now to tackle the unchecked activities of killings and unguarded utterances by and from this group in the light of our national unity and security? Anthony?
Yes. Because as it stands for now, during the lockdown, there is a policy on restriction of movement. And I think some people violated that policy. Based on this, there is a clear evidence that some people doesn't want to pay attention or obey the rules and regulations the government has given. So I think the best thing government should do at this point in time that we are having crises here and there, killings here and there, allegations here and there, is to set up a committee that will comprise all the ethnic nationalities to represent, and to find out if the allegations are true and who is culpable of that should be punished. That is my own assertion.
And for you, Ihechuku, what is imperative for the presidency in the light of all of this and in the light of our national unity and security? Quickly, please. It's
crucial. It's very, very crucial at this stage. I'm tired of hearing committees. Not that committees are bad, but committees are good. But they finish up their reports, and then what becomes of those reports are another matter entirely. I think that what the federal government should do at this point, with the delicate situation that we are in as a nation, is to call all the groups together. Call all the groups together, and the ones that does not appear are the ones that are faceless. And then you sit those groups down clearly with the security hierarchy right there, and you clearly state to them what should be done and what should not be done. You're not in any way identifying or giving authority to any group, but as long as they're going to exist as a group with leadership and structure, they must be under the constitutional authority of Nigeria. It is so key at this point in time to call these groups to order, because statements like this are the kind of statements that can go anywhere to causing serious problem to our unity and
All right.
what's going on in the US.
Political analyst, thank you very much for your contribution on this segment. You're still with us on the next. And also I want to say thank you, Anthony Obineme. Thank you very much for joining us on Plus Politics and for your contribution. And also the President, ROI Youth Consultative Forum, Yerima Shetima. Thank you for your time and for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for staying with us. We'll take a short break, and when we return, SERAP continues with its effort to ensure asset declaration among public officers. We'll be right back.